Thank you, everyone. I'm the co-founder of OC Media, or Open Caucasus Media, English and Russian language news outlet working in the entire Caucasus region, north and south. Today, I'd like to speak about how we can make the best of the difficult situation of rapidly changing news cycle. And on one very specific example of the problem it causes. So to start with, the news cycle traditionally was oriented at morning and evening newspapers. Before we published any information, we had at least several hours to go through all the sources and see which information was correct or not. Like that all changed with the advent of internet, Twitter. Some even say we have Twitter cycle, when news change rapidly. Like everything happens sometimes within minutes. That puts an enormous pressure on media, especially digital media, which have to compete with each other to be first. How do you do it? You try to find the most catchy headline. There is often violence. There is often information that cannot be properly checked because there is no time for it. Why does it all happen? It happens because as online media, we are left with no choice. We have to first of all attract the audience's attention because this attention later translates into profit. If we are not first, then the audience will go to a different media and the information or virality on social media will go there. There is no difference in online media how audience can give us profit, in the sense that for OC Media, that's funded mostly by donors, we have to show that, look, someone is reading our website, we have this and this many clicks, because if no one reads us, we'll not get any money. If you're a commercial media, very often your statistics are important for ads, for other sponsors. So in this sense, we are left with no choice. The audience is everything, and we need to be faster. When we need to be fastest, less verification, less depth, less context. We need to put everything out as soon as possible. And one very clear example when it can become dangerous on a country or even regional level is conflicts. OC Media works in the entire region. We have correspondents in Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Nagorno-Karabakh, Chechnya, Dagestan, you name it. I will stick to Georgia because every region has a bit, is unique. And Georgia is a country with free media, and this problem of fast 24-hour news cycle affects us in a very specific way. So first of all, whenever fake information is published in Georgian media, it creates distrust. I don't mention Abkhazian and South Ossetian media, the problems there are different to ours here in Georgia, but know that people on the other side also read Georgian media, whether in Georgian or in Russian, and each time something is misreported, they say they're better than us, they report fakes all the time. This is an aggressive country. Why should we trust them at all? This misinformation, as I said, doesn't come from the bad will. It's not a sign of propaganda. It's not intentional. It's related to the financial structure and competition. Look at what happened a couple of days ago. Information was spread that in Khurvaleti, Russian soldiers appeared and were stationed in yards of inhabitants of the village, right at the ABL with South Ossetia. This person who came up with this news was giving interviews to all the TVs. Later it was picked up by other nationalist activists. All main TV channels in Georgia were reporting it, okay, according to this and this person, but these images already went. We have a panic. Russians can possibly be in the Georgian controlled territory. Look at this one. It's from our friends at Civil G, published after 5 p.m. So it took them time to prepare this report. It's fake. It didn't happen. All this mess, all this misinformation, still you can see, even now I read social media, I see people believing that no, there must have been something in it. Maybe Georgian media is trying to cover it up now. Same situation 2 years ago. In the village of Bershueti, information spread in July that Russians moved the ABL by 500 meters, and the government went with it. There were statements from government officials about it. Ambassadors from European Union were invited, to talk about the problem of moving ABL. The news was picked up by international media even, highlighting the new stage of Russian aggression. Here is foreign policy, writing about, meanwhile Russia just again grabbed a new chunk of land. It was fake as well. It was quite simple. Also took us a whole day. Call up State Security Service, check what the European Union monitoring mission wrote about it, which shockingly very few people pay attention to because this is their role to report about this kind of stuff. The fact-checking didn't happen in these cases. My solution to that, not to create further distrust between parties, because it really affects how the other party sees Georgia, not as a pro-European country with free media, but as a place where something doesn't work and that cannot be trusted. Check everything, take your time, there is no better solution. These things are sensitive, they need very, very careful approach, because it's not only for international market, not only for local market. These problems are not only global, these problems are very local. And if we want to find any peace with Georgia and South Ossetia, we really need to reach to the audiences there with truth. That's the only solution. Thank you.